So I'm going to go through the PowerPoint. I did this in class today, but I just want to make sure that this is here for you to look back on if you maybe weren't paying attention during that time because it was at the end of class. So I have just recorded a video explaining the rubric for you, but you can also see the rubric if you click right here. I'm also going to be putting the rubric explanation video below that one. So for this project, you're learning measuring techniques, shading techniques, how to draw realistically, creating a concept, and planning an entire composition. You're going to start by picking out a word. It can be any word. It just needs to be something that you can describe and that you can draw objects relating to. So ocean, nature, space, outer space, anything that you can think of, you can use. But your background is going to relate to your word. So don't pick just a random word and then you're stuck scrambling to find objects to fill up your background. After that, I have the different letters for you to look at. I have two different options here. If these shadows don't work for you, if you're like, I really don't like this, I can't see the letters that I'm drawing really well, you can either look up the individual letter in ASL or you can take your own reference pictures. On slide 6, this is how to use a measuring technique. Please watch that video. I'm using that in my how to draw a hand video. I'm referencing that, so you do need to watch that. Next is how to draw a hand. This is just how to draw the basics of a hand. You don't need to watch the entire video. You just need to watch the first 5 minutes. So after you do those, you are going to focus more on brainstorming for your background. So at this point, you should have a word picked out. So this is how to brainstorm for your background. Really click on the illustration artist. This is where I'm drawing from for the background. It's where I'm drawing from for inspiration. You're going to find 15 to 20 words or phrases that relate to your object. And that's because this is a large piece of paper. We have a lot of space to fill. That's why we're picking that many words. And you can see in my video, I second guess some words and I don't pull from them. So really, you don't need to use every single word or phrase, but it's nice to have as backup. So if you're having trouble thinking, you can click here. It will lead you to a thesaurus. And please watch this video that I made. After you brainstorm your background, you are going to then draw the base for your hand. And that's because we're going to be interacting the objects that you've chosen with the hands themselves. So this is my video on how to draw just the basic shape of a hand letter T. So you're going to be using this. And after this, you are going to practice drawing just to this level. This doesn't have any shading in it. This is just the base. You're going to be practicing in your sketchbook. So I know that the paper is a lot larger that it's going to be our final project on, but I want you to practice maybe getting the size. It doesn't need to fit all on one page. You can fill up multiple pages in your sketchbook, but they should be about 4 inches tall. So after this step, you're going to then start to think about how you're going to apply your background. So again, I know that your sketchbook isn't the same size as your paper, but for this, I want you to just think about how different objects might interact with your hand and how large or small that those objects might be. And this video is just for one letter. If you would like at this point to sketch out on your final paper, on your nice paper, you may do this. This part isn't a necessity, just sketching out in your sketchbook, but what is a necessity is sketching out on your nice paper. So I have yet to record and edit a video on how to space out your paper, but I will do that, and it will be somewhere in between slide 11 and 12 for you to reference. And now attached is the shading video. So after you have drawn your background, you've placed all of it in, you are going to practice shading your hand. And that's going to be so that you don't cover up an area with shading and then you need to erase it because an object from your background is incorporated in there. So there are more videos to come. They just have yet to be edited, uploaded to YouTube. That is a process in and of itself, but I will be doing that shortly. So that was just the basic of what the PowerPoint looks like right now. Please check out all the videos in here and also the video on the rubric. Explore the rubric. It really does help you pinpoint what you need to do to be successful at this project.